wasting my time! Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why.
Guys, girls, Wednesday already. What are we looking at? A little juicy from the shits, which, you know, the amount of salads I've been consuming. What is the deal with the time meter on this camera? I have exactly. Right now, I started with 7 hours, 15 minutes. And it's not timing backwards, it's timing... Me and the camera will get into it later. Okay, a little juicy. A juicy ale. Crafted to remove gluten. Well, thank God. 40 IBUs, 5%. I have to say, I've been kind of a fan of the Shets, even though they're from a libtard area. Origami. And you'll probably never hear me say this, but a big thank you, because I have a whole bunch of stuff to enjoy and some to review from my friend Chris. He's the owner of Precision Powder Coat, and he had one of those miles-like deals. He bought one of those things where you have to show up with a truck and a forklift loaded him. I walked into the Precision Powder Coat this afternoon, and I was just like, a pallet of beer over here and a pallet of beer over there. And Chris looks at me and he goes, "What do you want?" "Oh, how much do you want?" He goes, "I don't want anything from you." I'm like, "Well, I'll take that pallet." Well, yeah, that didn't happen, but got quite a bit. Gave a case of variety of stuff, including this to Matt Mann, and a 12er to Mike next door. Smells juicy and hoppy and cheersy. Has anybody had any contact with Scotsman? I'm gonna have to check on them. Definitely smooth. At 40 IBUs. Yeah! Hello. Okay. Let's get the fun underway. Missing out on... I thought he had been in the club. Harmarsh. Cheers Clovers on the wrong one. Salty Shellback. I always wanted to be triple naked. J-Dog, Heart Club, Mr. Holster. So first in is Gunwild for the darkness. First, bitches. Harmarsh says first in a question mark. That would be second. Harmarsh says, rest in peace, Charlie Watts. Probably the most sane member of the Rolling Stones. Still 80. Oof. Salty Shellback. Whee! I can get nakedy naked now. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Ben N says, boom. That's what Ben N says. Boom. Cobra. Blue Healer in early. 2 thumbs up. USA. Pirate flag. USA. Pirate flag. Oh, look, all loaded up with American gear. So, we've all learned that cocksucker, anti-American, decided to double down. And of course, me and John were talking about this yesterday. John says the only way, he goes, not making this shit up, the only way they could possibly get all the people out of there in time is literally as the plane comes down, it slows down enough that people run and get on it, and the plane takes off. There's too many people. And the thing that I think is funny is a certain member of the society wants to hammer me on numbers that he gets from the government, but yet the government right now is saying, oh, we got this. There's not very many people there. Well, guess what? They're already murdering people. I mean, what kind of a complete retard, what kind of a complete fraudulent retard negotiates with the Taliban? And he's getting his ass handed to him. Oh, hey. We'll just see if this plays out or not, but my fan just stopped. I got beer. Sleepy Joe, once again, throwing American lives away. You know why he was 5 hours late to his own press conference? Oh, and I don't mean to squirrel this, but he leads with vaccination bullshit. Everybody is there to find out if he's going to let Americans die or if he's gonna circle back and let Americans die. Oh, they're not stranded, says circle back, and then she gets called for it. That's funny. Phone conversation where she said that they're stranded. They cannot leave. They look out the door and they see their murderers right there. But yet, we're gonna believe the government on the amount of Americans and how many. I mean, the stories will be coming out for months, especially family members. You know, let's just say that someone out here listening had a loved one that was over there, and they never came home. That is just another number on top of a number on top of a number. Not to mention, we got all the Americans, and then we left everybody behind. You know, douchebag Joe, you gave the enemy the means to find all of those people. And then you gave them all of the weapons, and you gave them all of the ammunition to carry out their murders, even though they prefer to cut people's heads off and cut them open. And they said that this is all going to take place on TV. And they're going to start with the women and children. Now, again, I'm hearing this through sources which would not be CNN, ABC, and CBS, because just like with, say, the COVID information, I don't trust a frickin' thing that I hear through CNN, ABC, CBS, even the CDC. Oh, they would have no reason to possibly alter the numbers and make them look exactly the way they want to. Hell, Rush Limbaugh used to talk about that. He goes, I could, any survey that I want to make right now, I can get the exact results that I want. You just have to know how to craft the questions. I'm not playing the game. All I can say is, again, this is America. If you want to believe the information that you hear and that somehow you think it's all safe, then so be it. Personally, I know people that have been vaccinated and they're no longer with us because they perished from COVID. It came at them like the devil. And speaking of that, speaking of stupid people, so I'm talking to my friend Chris, and I made the comment that I'm sick and tired of having conversations with people that say that, oh, you're the idiot for not getting the poison injected into my body. Something that nobody knows what it is. And if you do die or your loved one dies, there's nothing you can do about it. Screw that. So we're talking, and I'm like, you know what really surprises me is the people that should know better. The biggest pile of sheep out there are in the medical industry. It seems like there's the woke ones that are really seeing what's going on, and they're listening to alternative doctors. Like one of Christine's favorite doctors to listen to is Dr. Eric, who, again, he doesn't have an alternative motivation other than to not have people end up proving the Georgia Guidestones correct. And he, again, calls bullshit where bullshit is, but he's amongst many people that she listens to, which is how she came to her conclusion, and a lot of people, and good for them. You actually are, mentally aware enough to not just believe what the government tells you. So me and Christopher are talking, and I'm like, what really shocks me is an organization like St. Luke's or Essentia Healthcare forcing their employees. You would think that over, 60-70% of all of those employees would just say screw you and walk off the job. If they actually did that, then people wouldn't be forced. When they found out they were going to have nobody working for them, and Chris informs me, he goes, no, some of the dumbest people I've actually run into are in the healthcare field. A member of his own family, she got into a heated conversation with him and informed him, because the news was reporting that what was going to happen in the Duluth Superior area is the super spreaders were going to be the age group between 21 and 30. When they reopened the bars, and the bars were allowed to have people come in unmasked, and she was like, These people are, that's who's going to be killing us. These people are going to be killing us. Oh, these are the super spreaders. Don't they care about how many people they're going to kill? And Chris leans over and grabs his phone, and he brings up the rioters in Oregon, Seattle, Minneapolis, everywhere that there was a major riot and people were burning, yelling and screaming and getting together, close proximity. And she goes, what are you talking about? And he goes, well, look at all these people at the riots. She goes, it has been medically proven that nobody gets COVID at riots. Christopher goes, what? And she goes, yes. It has been medically proven that there's no COVID spread for these rioters. Chris goes, at that point in time, all I could do was nod my head, turn, and walk away. Because I personally didn't think that I would meet a person fairly established in the medical world having a statement like that come out of her mouth. It has been medically proven. She saw it in CNN and ABC and wherever government, put it out there. No. No, go away. We're closed.
No way. You're closed, but I hear you're open. Yeah.
Your choice of that or pumpkin.
Which one do you recommend?
I don't know. I know you're not a fan of IPAs, but this one's fairly mellow.
See, now I have something to compare all IPAs against.
I don't know. And if you don't like pumpkin, you wouldn't want this.
Is it like pumpkin spice?
It was more spice than pumpkin spice. It had like a kind of a nice sweetness to it.
I will try that.
It wasn't overwhelming on the pumpkin.
Recording?
Yeah.
Hey.
Speaking of that.
And it's not a Milwaukee shirt.
I got 2 packages in the mail. We'll start with the Eric S. Lonely. Oh, Jesus Christ. See, open it up with the old standby. For Uncle Touchy from Laugh Out Loud. Grow a girlfriend. It's not pretend when it's not pretend when grow a perfect friend. Drop it in the water and watch it grow. See. Place your girlfriend into a glass of water and watch it grow 6 times its original size. Girlfriend will begin to grow after 2 hours and will reach full size in 72 hours. Girlfriend will slowly shrink when removed from water. Then you can grow it again and again. Hey, what would happen if when she's this size if you stuck her in your butt?
It's eggs only, Eric. I don't know. My wife's up my ass all the time anyways. I guess maybe she'd like a friend.
Well, she's built the way I like them. But yeah, see, like that. Wow, that's almost the same pose going on.
Hey, if you dropped her in beer, is she a brew babe?
I'd do it, but it'd probably turn out that it's poisonous or something. If I licked her tits, will just those grow? Well, you know, Miles, you might be onto something. I think the only way to properly do this she looks thirsty.
So tomorrow's brew review should show her half grown.
Mm-hmm.
I would laugh my ass off if you swallowed her.
Ooh.
I can only imagine the doctor. You did what? And you didn't throw it back up?
No. See, here's the problem with these sometimes is I have a few things that I've ordered, so I might only be surprising myself. Thought it felt like a shirt, though. Package in a package with paperwork.
You ordered a package.
Oh, okay. And the fun goes on. I'm trying to build a remote security system. Another jetpack. The other one that I have when I did the research, I was informed that I had to buy a plan. You can't. It said that you couldn't put a phone card into it. Okay, I'll give that one a try. I'm not disappointed, but I ordered a holster from my multi-tool, so I could. Basically, it just slips into it, so you don't have to worry about flipping a cover over it or something like that. But
Are you seriously going to drink that with a little freaking thing in it?
yeah.
Okay. Are you going to continue to allow it to grow after we're done here?
Sure.
Interesting.
I don't know if I'll keep her in beer. That seems awfully wasteful, but I could put her in water.
You got some Bud Light in the fridge?
No. The cheapest shit I have in there is some...
We could go over and get some water from Mike.
Do they have any?
It's all he drinks.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Coleman 75. Love Clockwork Orange. Cheers. Boy, I haven't seen that movie in probably 30 years. Rich Huff, cheers all. Top 10. Smile money. Oh no, I wouldn't buy a gun from you. You would hate me eventually. Your seller remorse is very strong, especially when the ammo finds a way into the country from, say, Bulgaria. Well, evidently, they're allowing whatever deals are already in place. So some of these people may be able to import for up to the next year, but I don't think Joe's going to make it a year. The Democrat, he is such a liability to the Democratic Party. I think he's probably going to have.
Is Giggle fuck any better? Seriously, is she any better? What nuclear war?
If I never hear that cackle cunt again, I couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
I was going to say it looked like snow, but I believe she's on some beautiful white sands.
Oh, you'd be able to tell if she was in the snow. I'm guaranteeing that.
Smile money. Addictive personality? No. A dick personality at times? Laugh. Okay, I'll give you that. Clyde, 9th Whiskey and Revolution for all. Just so you know, Matt got ripped on for not partaking in the.
Yeah. Did I say no?
No, you went.
You had the bottle that you wanted me to try the other day that they sent. That was sent, right?
Well,
I mean,
you had this one, which you said wasn't that bad.
No.
But for some weird reason, this is the exact same thing, but to me, it tastes smoother.
It's darker.
Yeah,
Maybe, and it's also.
I check. It's the same proof.
It's a slightly larger bottle. I can't see that making a difference.
The only problem is for what we're about to do, it's spelled wrong.
Then we can't do that. We will do it on the next one when somebody does the right spelling, or the or the pertinent spelling. So when I was out in Fargo, I stopped at a Costco out there.
Yeah.
I have a membership now.
Oh, so you'll be amongst the elite when ours opens. Jesus God, ours has been like a hole in the ground for almost a year.
No. They've got the structure up. They're putting the roof on.
It's about time.
They're hauling ass.
Classic or brilliance.
See, I don't care if Matt gets ripped on for doing things or not doing things. I can only control myself.
Problem is what I would have liked to have had moments before we start drinking is Matt's a fucking train wreck if he's had anything to drink. We both know this. So he comes over to do a brew review with me, and as I'm clicking the camera on, he reminds me that he's been drinking all day. So what could have been a 35-minute brew review wasn't. But I can't completely throw them under the. I'm capable of an hour all by myself too. The problem is it's the hour on camera, and then it's the prep time because I'll come down here sometimes and go, oh yeah, I was gonna do a minor smile money, like for instance, the old Garand here. I finally figured out how to get all of the bends out of the op rod.
Oh, really?
It's supposed to be bent. The first time I made a comment that that something's wrong with the op rod, I already knew this, but I jokingly said it and then never corrected myself, and I got a whole bunch of comments saying, "Don't bend it straight. It's supposed to be like that."
Okay, I didn't know that. So
yeah, there's a couple little subtle turns in there, but if you looked at it and thought about every other piston-driven rifle, you'd be like, someone's been shooting some hot stuff in here. And
so why is it bent?
I think because of the path that it takes, they did it because it doesn't have a straight shot.
It has to be inserted in a proper orientation too. Then.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't think you had this. It's not a scotch.
Smells good. It smells good.
It's just it's brilliance. Okay. See, smile money. So I guess the week-long cleanse did not reveal anything. Feet still burn. As for weight, you were carrying a lighter gun. No, the cleansing didn't. See, the cleansing, I guess, showed that gluten or certain foods were not the issue. As for the feet, seems how he listened to the shit that I said yesterday. Hopefully he says it again. JR10, I'm sorry, I didn't write it down, and I don't remember when you said this is what I need to try. What was the lotion that you or the cream that you recommended that I try on my feet? Because I know you said to try this, and the number one prescribed thing for neuropathy was gabapentin. And we'll just say that I'll go with the no comment, but let's just say if I was to take a really, really good guess, gabapentin is making quite a difference on the way my feet feel. Smile money. So the burning and or feeling like they're being squished by overly tight shoes, that's pretty much adios itself. But there's still some time, like at nighttime, that I wouldn't mind trying the product that you were recommending. Harmarsh, during my last hospital stay, my sister, when they visited, asked me if I was in pain. My answer was always yes. The youngest sister said, "Why don't you get something for the pain?" I told her I didn't want to go home an addict. I got the nurses to switch me to Tylenol during the day. I'd take morphine shot in my IV at night before bed because it helped ease the pain, read more button, and help me sleep. Every night around 3 a.m., pain would wake me up.
Is that even with the morphine? Because good lord, that's. I mean, I've had hernia repair surgery. I've had kidney stone. I've had the uteroscopy.
I could show you the incision from here to here, and looking at it, I, on a scale of 1 to 10, am about a 6. Just looking at the picture of him, it's like And then there's that word called scar tissue, because it's the same place they had to open him up before. So, and Zeus's sub-comments says, "Stay badass, my friend." Yeah, I don't think in the time that you're in the hospital, of course, you have had quite a few stays in the hospital, but in the time that you're in the hospital, I really don't think the average person needs to worry about being an addict. Now, like for me, the first time I had morphine, I will say there was a, what's the word, experimental side of Eric's personality that went, wow, if I could ever get my hands on this again. So, I mean, that was the day I was removed from the house in a body bag, and Mike actually thought Christine had killed me.
I had kidney stones, and I had them to where I was starting to blank out. And
I have not, but I have been told kidney stones can be some of the worst pain you can experience.
I think I was 40 to 50 milligrams of Lortabs a day just to be able to go to the bathroom. That was before the surgery, then the uteroscopy, and then I was up probably around 60 or 70. And luckily, I do not have an issue with addiction. And when it was done, I was able to shut it off. However, the VA, when I went back for the next round of kidney stones, had a doc look and goes, "You're just you're on Adderall. You're just looking for drugs."
See, that's the problem these days. Is yes, there's people out there that do everything they can to get the drugs for that, but then people that are legitimate, like you, are all of a sudden grouped into another category, which is bullshit.
Well, that was after the VA got its pee-pee slapped for passing out narcotics like candy to people with everything. Oh, you have indigestion? Let's give you some narcotics. What's that? Ingrown hair? Narcotics. Fuckheads. And then the exact opposite happens. Somebody with actual pain comes in. I'm like, yeah, well, I was told I have kidney stones because, and I know what it's like because it hurts. And no, you're an addict. Fuck. So.
Well, I told the story. I've told the story before, but my experience was a ripped knee, surgery, physical therapy, rips it again. Hospital won't let me. She's overdressed. Hospital where the insurance company wouldn't let them do another MRI because those cost money. So they kept sending me to physical therapy after I knew that it had ripped the first time. When they get me into this weird angle and they push, and I could feel the rip. I could feel the pain, and then it felt like a little water balloon let loose inside my knee. And so now I have, oh God, it must have been 4 or 5 more weeks of physical therapy before the physical therapist finally got the authorization for this next MRI. Long story short, I missed a year of work, and I was on Lortabs. And I was actually being prescribed 10 a day. So when my pharmacist, someone like JR10, said, "Eric, I'm concerned," and I'm like, "Why?" And he goes, "Because you have been on Lortabs, and it's a high number for a long time, and they are hard on your liver." And I'm like, "Whoa, okay, fine. Yeah. I don't want to wreck my liver." I almost went home and did that.
You don't want to wreck your liver. I think you're full of shit.
Well, excellent point.
Hey, when it's time to call a spade, you call a spade, and I think you give 2 shits about your liver at the end of the day.
Well, cut way back. I mean, here's more proof. How much do you see me drink when the camera's off?
Almost none.
That's just it. The problem is I can do a lot of damage in an hour. I will admit that.
We need to get a gun safe and put all the whiskey in it. That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I need 2 gun safes. I don't know if you've noticed. I'm beyond a reasonable amount of things in and not in.
There is no such thing as beyond a reasonable number of things in the thing. That you cannot say that it's beyond reasonable. There is no beyond reasonable.
That's kind of what I originally wanted. Here was my original idea, and I know you're creative enough. You could probably figure out a way around it, and I sort of did. I was going to just build a bookshelf and put it on invisible barn door slides. Because if you look at the footprint to this basement, nobody would think that there is anything beyond this wall. Because the actual foundation wall is that.
What I would do is I would actually take and plaster that wall so it looks like the other walls here, or whatever it is. So it kind of looks like it's been plastered.
Blue stone.
Or I would just build shelves here, and then have it so that the hinges were a top and bottom hinge hidden in there, and you just grab a book and you pull on that book. And as you pull on it, you got to click it out like that. And then as you do that,
Well, that's why I wanted a bookshelf mounted to barn door slides, so that you would just push the bookshelf out of the way to expose the doorway.
I would actually do it where it swung out like this, but
Well,
then you'd have to get rid of your workbench.
This is the problem. If that shit wasn't there, then it'd be real easy to have any kind of a door. My problem is the main beam for the house is right above the camera, and then, of course, I got my asbestos pipes. NIHAP tried to help once. He sent me a link to a Craigslist listing. It was the door before the vault, and I want to say that it weighed something like 3 tons, and it was just a door and a frame that I could have.
The problem is you have wood there, and realistically, you would have to make it to where you couldn't have anything over there. And if nothing was over there, it'd be like, there's wood behind there. You'd have to make it look like an exterior wall to really hide it.
Granted, yes, I do agree.
I think it's probably bluestone and not granite.
Yeah, that's what this basement is. Statistically, thieves are in your house for less than 2 minutes. So if I just stop them from having the time to get through and into there, I mean, this is not going to be an easy wall to get through, because this is where the main panel is, and
yeah, it's
not like you could take a Sawzall right now and then get through this. I have a major amount of shit in the way.
Yeah.
But granted, it doesn't have the appearance from right there to right there is the only place that you don't see a bluestone white painted wall.
Mm-hmm.
But thieves aren't exactly smart, so I think it would be easily overlooked if you didn't see a doorway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What else? Sub comments. Harmarsh. No way you got yourself a Smith & Wesson 610 and 10 millimeter. When did this happen? Does Gunwild know? What about Cobra? Cobra says, what? Sharky says, no way.
Where is it?
What?
Hang on. Smith & Wesson 610 and 10 millimeter. Where is it? Okay. You're gonna swallow that fucking thing.
Is she growing, though? That's
Yes,
the
she
question.
is. She is.
Turns out on the package it says something about toxic and don't put in your mouth, I'm sure.
Oh, here, let me read it while you read comments.
Gunwild, I didn't know you had a 610. It's really not special in any way. Maybe later on we'll talk about it.
Nope.
Gunwild, the picture on the camera looks good. Yesterday it was flashing every few minutes, but not today. I believe there is 2 brew reviews. This is the 3rd one now in a row where the camera's on automatic and I haven't altered anything with YouTube. So, Harmarsh, you might be right. Because Harmarsh is like, I think just YouTube just likes to mess with you. Smile Money says, yes, I saw that as well, Gunwild. Cobra, he had epileptic seizure mode on. Gunwild, what do you mean you ate a salad today? It's Tuesday. You're supposedly to have tacos. See, Gunwild, I am not going to defend John Solar with his Ta-da Tuesday. For me, Tuesday has always been Titty Tuesday.
Titty Tuesday is much better than Taco Tuesday. Unless you're talking about fish tacos.
Which we could be all in one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cobra says it was a tossed salad. Hey Google, what does it mean to toss somebody's salad?
On the website yahoo.com, they say, we'll play the role of Blackwell for any readers who are still scratching their heads. To toss someone's salad is to perform oral sex on someone's anus. It's also called rimming or analingus.
Rimming. God. Gunwild to Cobra. Oh well, that's different. Clyde. During my opiate crisis, a very great captain who made it to major before he passed away stopped me from doing something bad to myself. And I took his advice, and he kept checking on me till he died. And I know who that is. I would always tell him I was praying for him every day. God bless you, Justin Fitch. You saved me. Read more button. I feel like I owe him a life for a life. Rest easy, Major Fitch. We've got your watch now. Yeah, that reminds me. I need to do an update video because when nothing gets mentioned, nothing happens on the fundraiser. So don't forget, I've got a big box of goodies over there. And there's been a few things added to it, and I'm always willing to sweeten the pot.
Jesus Christ, is that Joe Biden's face on that thing?
Which one? Oh, yeah, I think so.
Jesus Christ.
Matt's love doll, Tiny Tina.
Why is it dirty? Why?
Well, actually, it's because I shoved this through it for Matt, and she's a little tight, little paint rubbed off.
I need to leave.
You can put some lube on. I should have spit on it. Swamini, eating all the salad, then pretending you're a rabbit. Laugh out loud. Wascally Wabbit says, Cobra, hey, I've had a salad for lunch every day this week. Today, the only difference is I'm now clear to do what the hell I want, so I put some chicken on it. But, I don't know.
Chicken fries. If we hadn't been drinking, we'd be heading to fucking Pizza Ranch.
Yeah, this is his idea of celebrating me cleansing and losing some weight. Put it all back on in one stop. The Pizza Ranch.
They got a fucking bin, a stainless steel bin of fucking chicken fingers. Chicken fries. This shit.
Poco says Clockwork Orange was a leftist drug addict movie.
Mm-hmm.
Harmarsh says F-16.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're...
Hang on. Hey, check it out. Miss.
Cobra says, hello there, Cobra. Hey, Cobra, just for the record, I'm going to have to be really careful now with my Dickies cup because...
Oh, fuck, road trip time.
Dickies closed.
There is one in fucking, the one in, God damn it. It's just north of the cities. North Branch is still open.
Wonder why did the one in Duluth close because nobody was going there, or because once again they couldn't staff the place?
No, they could staff the place. but they staffed the place with people from group homes. And then the owners didn't want to pay anything to the manager, and because I'd go up there all the time, and the manager's like, yeah, they're just. So it was the owner's kid that was running the place, and essentially, from what I saw, now I'm no expert, but from what I gather, he was using it as a way to fund his lifestyle, and they finally said piss on it. That, and as I understand, Dickies charges exorbitant franchise fees. So there's a lot going on there that... We're going on a road trip.
Here's what I can tell you. The first time I went there, Johnny Watson recommended it.
You like to eat Dickies, huh?
I had a mouthful of Dickies. So me and Christine went there, and I would say, here's my $1, and I got this much. I was very impressed with the quality of the food, the quantity of the food, and what I paid for the food. Now, granted, it's hard to stand here and support a business when a year later is the next time I happened to be up there and went. And me and Greg went there for lunch because I don't even know. Oh, we were working maybe a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you got to try this place. It's called Dickies. It's Johnny Watson says it's the McDonald's of or it's a Texas version of McDonald's of barbecue, but it's pretty damn good, and you get your money's worth. So we go there, and now my $1, all of a sudden I'm spending this much money, and I'm getting this much. Everything had a flip-flop.
That's the way shit happens, though.
So at first year, it was like a drug dealer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on in, man. We're going to hook you up. And then after that...
So speaking of barbecue, I figured out how I want my funeral to proceed. When I die...
For starters, you can leave the 25th anniversary gold wing to me.
So when I die, I'm going to be cremated.
I'm pretty sure I'll be checking out long before you.
I hope neither one of us checks out until neither one of us can fucking ride. But before I die, or before I'm cremated, I want to be dry rubbed. Dry rubbed. And then I'm going to have shamers, because anybody who gets fucking hungry at my cremation is going to get shamed. Mm-hmm. Aren't you glad you weren't drinking when I said that shit?
But now that I'm not drinking and I'm thinking about what you just said, I want to drink more.
I'm trying not to talk too much.
Oh, by the way, you're out of luck for dinner tonight, but pull the slide out. You may want to warm up some brats and stuff, because if you don't eat them...
I'll take them home tonight.
She made them the other night, and she made them for Matt, and I don't know if he had any, and I didn't want... This was like... Damn it, Mrs. Nyhap. I was moving in such a positive direction, I wasn't about to see how many frickin' brats I could put down. I mean, here's an example. She asked me, so what's the total number? Tell me on Monday morning, because you should weigh yourself in the morning, right after I, drop the double deuce. And the long story short is, in my 7-day cleanse, I had lost 10 pounds. 3 days later... I'm still wearing my clothes, no gun, I'm still wearing my clothes, and I had dinner, and I step on the scale, and it's still a 10-pound loss, but now it's not in the morning, and I'm dressed. So I've got like some knives and shit on. I just didn't happen to have the gun on.
Mm-hmm.
So as it stands right now, I'm still roughly losing a half a pound to a pound a day, and the only thing that's happened is I'm having a Shackley shake for breakfast. Usually I have it drank before I even leave the house, so I'm able to wash out the container, because Mrs. Nyhap, I don't want to say that there is one failed thing on Shackley, but if you have a breakfast, if you have a shake,
Why do you have a square on your face and I don't?
Actually, that's not even supposed to be on. It's the
face tracking, but yeah, you see.
Jeremy told me to take care of that.
See, oh, there it is. Oh, nope. See,
you can have it. Yeah, Jeremy said make sure that's turned off. It should be turned off.
Oh, see, there's the square.
Yeah, I don't even know why that's on. See, I can do this. I can force it to follow you. Or is it that spot? Try moving. Oh yeah, now it.
Okay,
Hey,
now
man,
I got. Leave it. I
wait.
got both squares. No, you don't get it square now.
Now watch this. Oh, it won't let me track your peep. There we go. It's tracking this junk now.
You're gonna need a bigger square. It tracks heads, I guess, huh?
That was one of the things I thought was turned off. And obviously, I'm pretty sure that there's nothing I can do about that right now. No. Never mind. Sorry, Jeremy. I'll have to take care of that. Clyde, well, you ain't seen nothing till you're down on a muffin, and then you hear a train whistle, and you see the light coming at you. You know, it's the red eye. Smiley, 57% of Americans have been vaccinated for COVID-19. The surge in new cases is greatest among the unvaccinated. Well, I did have some original CDC information that I was told to forward on to you on that. CDC taking those cases on their website, and the numbers change weekly, but so far, fewer than 0.005% of fully vaccinated Americans have experienced a breakthrough case resulting in hospitalization or death. I call fucking huge bullshit on that, because that information, once again, is from a government organization, and go figure. The stats does not make knowing someone who has died any less devastating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I seem to know an awful lot of people in the 0.005%. And, you know, Biden said that, or the Democratic Party said that we have to do this to just save one person. Well, how many do you have to kill on that one person that you're saving? Local, I'm watching the beer review on a big screen TV. You gotta understand, I did photo and video for living for years. Well, I don't know what you're looking at. Maybe you need new shit, because everybody's telling me this is looking... Well, first of all, just for the record, on the monitor, how does the image look?
It looks better. It actually looks... It looks like it's capturing more of the review cave.
Yeah, it has a little. This particular camera does have a little bit more, but now I made a bunch of recordings as test videos, and I watched the raw video on my system, and I'm going, holy shit! I was sitting at the computer, and I zoomed in on a glass that Christine has filled with glass balls in that piano window over the couch. And if one of those balls had some kind of Chinese, a little saying in it, I could have told you exactly what it said.
Fucking thing translated it?
Yeah. So, all I can tell you is, anybody that was making a comment that the camera was junk is a joke, because this camera is, well, let's just say that if I sold this, I could have a pretty decent VMAX. So the raw files looked incredible. So the problem is happening between Corel and YouTube. Now, then I dumped the file into Corel, and I just rendered it, and then I watched it, and I did see a little degradation in it.
Mm-hmm.
But then once I loaded it to YouTube, it got exponentially worse. And it was like, okay, I watched several videos, and I made sure that the camera was right. I changed the frame rate I changed. I actually right now I gave up on 1080. I've been doing 720 on this, and all the numbers jive with YouTube, and it looked a lot better. Strangely, though, the day that it actually looked the worst, when it was uploaded and it said still rendering, it looked almost crystal clear. And then 6 hours later when I watched it, I was going like this. It looked, I don't know what's the proper analogy, but it almost looked, Miles, we took a piece of window screen, you know, if you held it over the lens
Pixelated.
and then moved it back and forth, it was like, it looked almost like the image was moving. So,
Shitty.
yeah, I was pissed off. But I went through the same thing, and it seems like Corel doesn't offer me a choice of the proper rendering that YouTube recommends. And it was like, you even go into the things and you can pick online. I could actually render this specifically for mobile devices, because you can actually, like for instance, one of the channels that I follow, DDE, they have two channels. They have DDE Stories, where it's raw. They record with cell phones, and the images are actually really good. Stephen Bush is actually on to something. But the image fills up your whole phone this way. And I can actually switch Corel to render it specifically to be viewed on a mobile device. But I'm not going to do that. But back to the DDE thing, what I love about DDE Stories, it's like, they'll be like, fuck. But if you go over to DDE, and he says, damn, they bleep it out, but on Stories, it's like just raw. And the video, like I said, all the video is all shot on a phone and not on an actual camera. Gunwild with the first legitimate shot. G5. G5 is a miss. It's hard to pick. There we go. G5 is a miss. Harmarsh, Brubomi, just buy refurbished GoPro. Hero 4 and use those. One of my favorite YouTube moto vlog channels, Shade Tree Surgeon, uses that model. Well, that's what I was telling him. If he wanted to start a YouTube channel, I recommended two things for him. The two things he's very passionate about, and they're, one's an M and one is an M.
I already did that.
Either Milwaukee or motorcycles.
See,
You could review drills on your bike. See,
But you know,
this would be you.
But 3 to 5 minute videos of some type of doing something on a motorcycle, taking a panel off properly, putting in like the isolators in the alternator for one of the gold wings, or putting one of the tank shelter on, or taking it off, would be actually kind of a cool idea. And you don't have to be long, you don't have to talk a lot.
No, don't. Because you know what I've learned from watching Greg load YouTube videos? Nobody gives a flying fuck about an intro, except for I put funny ones over here.
Intros, what I hate is the guys are sitting there doing this stuff when they're doing their fucking videos. I want to walk up to them and go and slap their hands.
Cheap old gun guy. Again, Taliban Joe takes another bite out of freedom. Zeus, it's hard to walk upstairs in clown shoes with a pocket full of Jello. Cheap old gun guy. The reason the Taliban Joe hasn't been impeached yet is that Kamala would be known as the
Pee-ho.
Pee-ho or pee-hole, and that's too close to the...
I think she'd be known as Hotus.
tooth for Congress to deal with.
She'd be known as Hotus.
You know, that's... Oh, the Democratic Party is just really in a screwed situation. Joe's done more damage to the United States of America in 3 months. What was it? The one that you sent me, Harmarsh? It might have already played while we were busy having fun. Biden's so fucking stupid that he thought that his term in office was 4 months. So that's why he's done as much damage as he's done.
See, didn't we talk about this on a previous brew review, that it would take less than a year for him to do some shit that would cause him to get impeached or resign? And of course, then they're going to look, our first female president.
A fucking hooker. I mean, the reason she even got into politics is sucking dick. Please try to prove me wrong on that.
I'm sorry, it's one of those things. There's a mental disorder that causes people to laugh uncontrollably at inappropriate situations, and she has it. That is my opinion, is that she has some kind of fucking mental disorder. That if you look at her and says, "Hey, your child has cancer and it's going to start bleeding profusely," she'd start laughing uncontrollably, and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
No, I don't disagree with
Does she
you at
have
all.
children?
I
Thank God, no.
don't think so.
She has a shitty niece.
It's my money. My bad. 930 million was the 6 Apache with weapons being sold to India. Estimate actually cost the U.S. about 50 million. Hope it's nothing Biden left lying around with the keys.
See, here's the thing about all the military equipment that was left over in Afghanistan. The reason why the AK-47 is the preferred weapon of choice by our enemies is you can throw it in a mud puddle, walk on it. You can use it as a bridge to cross small frickin' ditches. Use it to disarm mines, open cans, beat your wife, and the fucking thing will continue to work. If you look at an M16 variant with dirt in your other fucking hand, it stops functioning. You have to clean it. They do not have the discipline to clean the weapons. They do not have the parts to maintain the vehicles. Shit, if they got Humvees, they're going to look in they're valueless. They're valueless. The damn things won't... The only thing they'll pass... Shit. I don't know anything they'll pass. Christ, we have the up-armored ones, and in that terrain, they're useless. The up-armored vehicles, all they're going to be good for is frickin' pillboxes at checkpoints, and they're going to have to tow them there with a frickin'... with one of their little frickin' Toyota Hiluxes. And the Hiluxes are going to tow them and outlast them. If they've got Abrams tanks, they're just going to become pillboxes, and they're going to get tired of cranking that fucking 23.5-ton turret around to move it anywhere.
I got a question for someone that was over there. Is there a single one of these towel head sand...
Hantukorpfer.
Sand...
Hantukorpfer. Hantukorpfer. That is...
Sangas. Is there any of these Sangas that are actually trained? I mean, they take a shit in a hole and wipe their ass with their hand. So, is there a single one of them that could fly a helicopter?
Probably, but they probably have flown out of the country. They probably already left. They're like, shit, I'm smart enough to fly a helicopter. I'm smart enough to fly this fucker somewhere else.
I mean,
while it still works.
I've seen several of these dumb fucks that were in the process of trying to celebrate with an AK, and in auto mode, it like rises up and kills the guy standing next to him.
I saw one where the guy took and he went one guy went one-handed, fired off a magazine, handed it to the next guy. And he took and fired it, and as he did, his arm got weak and frickin' dropped and sprayed all over the place, and they grabbed it from... They're not bright over there. I mean, it's...
Clyde
Now, I was only in Iraq. I wasn't in Afghanistan. And Iraq is actually fairly advanced compared to Afghanistan.
Clyde says H8, and that's a miss.
Don't hate.
Clyde says no copyright infringement because Google has actually singing that song to you and it's not copyrighted. Cheap old gun guy, tell Banjo left all those arms and equipment in Afghanistan either because he had to outdo Osama's Fast and Furious with Fast and Fuck the World as long as I get my statue in Kabul, or I've taken the second Second Amendment from the American people, and I've got to put it somewhere. Afghanistan.
So here's the biggest thing with those weapons. They're not going to use them so much as they're going to sell them to someone else so they can buy shit that will work in their environment. They're going to trade 10 M16 variants for a fraction of that in AKs and ammunition. They're going to sell the Abrams tank to the Chinese so the Chinese can look at it and go, well, we're going to cut this thing apart and see what it's made of and figure out how to kill it. That's the only value in that shit to them right now. The only value.
Okay, well, it kind of looks like we're about at the halfway point on comments, so...
We need to shut up.
Cobra. I use the old Canon HFR 800. I find that purging the camera, or plugging the camera into the computer via the USB... What the fuck? This guy's mocking me.
I almost got him to land in your beer, and then you'd have drank half my ass off.
Using the Canyon's transfer software automatically combines large videos into one file. I've also used other software that is built into Windows with the same results. Maybe worth a try rather than plugging the card or taking the card out. You know, obviously, this thing has so many ports out on it. I plugged it directly into my computer, and Cobra, this is what I saw. In my computer, I saw all of my drives, everything hooked up to my computer, and I saw the camera, and then the camera went away. And no matter what I did, I could not get the camera. I haven't tried plugging into this to see if it's an issue, because the upstairs system is running Windows 11 Pro. But no, I couldn't get the software off of the camera. But NIHAP sent me some free editing software, and he said to give that a try. So that won't happen tonight, but I'll download it, and I am planning on trying it. Zeus. This is what my famous UK soccer player friend said after getting very sick a month ago. Still not had the vaccine and didn't die. A family member had the vaccine and had a seizure. When you read about the vaccine, they aren't as godly as they make it out. You can still get COVID, still spread it, still die from it, but apparently it makes the charges less, but people still die and get COVID even with the vaccine. And also the side effects, which they don't tell you when you get the vaccine. Yeah, again, Zeus, anybody that is looking into it at least gives you the option to say yes or no. Yeah, it'd be pretty bad. I mean, what was really bad is the woman that was on live TV got the vaccine and dropped to the ground. And I still haven't found out if... I was told that she actually died, and she was a young mother of 2, but I wasn't about to start spreading that around because I couldn't verify that.
Hey, Eric, just I'm vaccinated. My wife is vaccinated. We're gonna say vaccinated as a general term, and my son is vaccinated. None of us have had any side effects. That does not mean side effects don't exist.
Was it the 2?
2 shot the Pfizer. All 3 of us got the Pfizer. And I'm coming up on my my booster shot next month, which I'm going to get.
But why didn't they tell you originally that it was a lifetime?
No. You know what? I got the 7-shot anthrax vaccine. I guarantee you I could get anthrax right now and I'd be fucked.
7 shots?
7 shots.
Over what time period?
Of course, like just over right around a year. Once a month we went in, and then right after I got my 7th shot, they're like, oh, FDA killed the approval for this because they changed the way they manufacture it. That was a weird shot because when they shot at my arm, I could feel, it felt like ice water going down my arm, into my fingertips. I could feel it going, I can still feel the feeling now. You want to talk about post-traumatic stress disorder and having fucking ghost feelings? I can still feel that feeling of it going down my arm if I think about it, how it felt, and back up into my arm, into my chest. And it felt like ice water in my veins. Weird as shit.
So with anthrax, is it just like trying to immune yourself to snake venom? They were basically giving it to you in small dosage?
So the anthrax vaccine was a true to form vaccine. It was a depleted form of the anthrax vaccine. And it was there to keep you from, if Saddam, which the Iraqis were known to have weaponized forms of anthrax, to prevent you from...
What? They were breaking in the cord?
They were known to have the weaponized forms of the anthrax, and they would probably have used it, but...
Hey, we gotta hurry, there's only 69 hours left.
Nice.
McLean, hey boys, in lieu of gifts for my birthday, please donate to the Save a Tree, Eat a Beaver Association, or to Camo Toe Rescue. Thank you.
You know, actually, Matt...
Happy birthday, McLean.
Happy birthday, McLean. But Matt daily contributes to the health of trees by continually spewing out carbon dioxide. Uncontrollably. And stealing their oxygen.
Cadillac V says if Travis doesn't want the redhead... Yeah, it would be a tough thing, but... No, I've said it to him, I've said it to you, and I'll say it again. I'm on a fucking VMAX, and if I had to sell a gun, or, if I found a guy that say, okay, Eric, I'm willing to take some cash, and what do you have in Second Amendment items?
Eric, fall is coming. Fall is coming. The prices are dropping on Do you know how many fucking VMAXs I've seen? Okay, Eric, I'm gonna piss you off.
Fake news.
There was a VMAX that was posted for $18.50 while I was out there. I says, "What's your best dollar?" And guy's like, $18.50 is my best price this week. It sold that day. I asked my wife, I can do it, but it will take everything out of my savings account. She says, we can't do that. That's the only reason why I almost drove back with a VMAX rather than a Venture Royale. They're there, Eric. The magic
You're telling me this now?
The magic is gonna fucking happen. The magic is gonna fucking happen. Okay?
So, out of curiosity, what'd that bike look like? Because that's a pretty low number, actually, for a VMAX.
If I bought it, I'd have fucking ridden it before you ever did.
You would not want to get rid of a VMAX if you ride one.
It made it look like it made the one out in frickin' Escanaba look like absolute garbage rather than just possible garbage.
See,
it was shiny. Everything was still shiny, and it's like I should have just fucking told my wife fuck off.
See, yeah, I don't know.
That's dangerous because my wife can shoot better than me.
See, you got to remember,
your wife.
That's a different story. She shoots well too. She does shoot a lot better than me. I've watched her with a high recoil gun like the Desert Eagle, and it was like, there's no flinch. God damn it! I'm like, oh shit, it was empty.
You will get a VMAX.
Just all I have to say is I had a 1988 FZR 1000 I bought brand new, told myself, this thing is crazy. I would never even think about doing a mod to it. I owned the thing, I think, for 2 months when I changed the sprockets. Then I had a Yashmira race-only set of carbs installed on it. I had a Yashmira race exhaust system put on it. I had the computer reprogrammed.
Eric, stop. I can only get so fucking... I can only get so hard, okay? Okay, alright?
Well, the bottom line is...
I can only get so fucking hard. You stop, alright, now.
Okay, so, so all I'm saying is I had a bike that I literally I bought it brand new. I literally had more money into mods into that bike than I paid for the bike. the thing was insane. I still, to this moment in time, it was the quickest motorcycle to date I've ever ridden, and I've ridden a Ducati, all sorts of things. And
did you ever really beat on the Goldwing?
Yeah, well, yeah, I did. Look at it, I fucked up your exhaust.
Did you?
Yeah, I brought that thing into a turn. All I heard was.
That's the bar. That's the pegs and the engine guards.
You know what's great about an FCR 1000? You know what's the first thing to hit on the non-exhaust side of the bike?
Your knee.
Besides that, the next thing that hits.
Handlebars.
Yes.
So I took the Goldwing out the other day, the 85, and we actually went up around the corner, and I need to put some air in the suspension because we went around the corner. I leaned it over so far with me and the wife that it started scraping shit on both sides. She's like, should it do that? When you ride it right, it will.
No, your anniversary edition has scratch marks on the mufflers. Guarantee you.
Good.
Because I have only owned, thanks to this
dickbag.
I remember when you were like, you can take this for a ride, and Christine just shook her head, and I looked at it and went, but you know what? That picture I sent you when it was sitting out by my garage, it is fucking electric blue. And you're talking about a lazy boy with a shit ton of horsepower, and that thing will get up and go like it does. It acts like it doesn't realize that it's a fully loaded motorcycle.
It is the CTSV of fucking motorcycles.
All I'm saying is
it's frightening to think that I took in my first sergeant when I was at OSIT to become a tanker. I'd already been in 6 years, so of course I wasn't in with the basic trainees. He walked in one day and he had an Aprilia. This dude was a motorcycle guy, and he looks at me and says, "Hey, Frobert, fucks with the Goldwing." He said something to me, and I went ahead and I tossed the keys like this. He said something about that thing won't hit 100 miles an hour. I says, "Yes, it will. Don't ask me why." And I threw him the keys, and he caught it, and he went like that, and threw him back to him and says, "No." I guarantee you the first sergeant would have taken it to 120 plus miles an hour. That bike is... And the 1800s are even more fucking crazy.
Yeah, I don't want to say how I know that bike easily does 100.
Do you think I'm worried about it if you told me how? But we have comments to get through.
I had it loaded with guns, and I went to the shack.
Fuck! And you didn't take a picture of that thing loaded with guns?
There's a video.
That would be fucking cool.
There's an Ebomi video with that sitting in the background at the shack.
It would have been cool to see the guns in it.
All I can say is it was like it was easily passing 100, but I didn't know if the car coming at me was a cop or a sheriff. Actually,
it would be kind of cool to load the bikes down with guns and go for a ride out to the shack, wouldn't it?
Have an AR just out on the... Hey, legally, I remember the first time the New Jersey boys were here, and I took my gun off my side, and I threw it on the dash, and they were like... I looked like Rich and Rob wanted to jump out of the vehicle. I go, dude, with a concealing carry permit, I can legally have an AR-15 laying on my dashboard. Yeah, I'll get pulled over. Here's my card. Sorry, off you go.
Well, that's debatable because some cops will be like, "Oh, you can't fucking do that." Somebody was frightened. Come on, get in here.
Okay, McLean. I think it was Cobra who mentioned a mat job count. He's right. We need a running total.
We need to put a whiteboard back here, Eric. Right behind here. And fucking Matt will never fucking see it. And then after everything goes down, like 6 months down the road, "Hey Matt, you ever see this shit?" And fucking pull it up and watch how pissed off he gets.
Steven, you can still get Russian ammo for the next 2 years. Then no more imports. Yeah.
Well, hang on. That's 2 more years. That's past 2022 and into the 2024 election cycle.
There is no way the Democrats are walking away on the next...
Oh no, they're walking away. They're going to be fucking running. See ya!
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a nice day.
Tardisius, nice Stanley Kubrick intro vid. We all need some ultra violence from time to time. And thanks to YouTube, I can say Yes,
Yeah,
please.
yes, we do.
Uh,
No, yes, we do is. I like yes, we do.
We'll go with that. Yes, we do.
Thank you.
JR10, query for all you gun lords out there. While watching you
Regale
us with the stories of the Smith & Wesson 610, it's nice to see my Padawan with a respectable revolver with no pussy ports. I was noticing Clyde's holster had a thumb strap. I am getting ready to order a holster for my Tucker gun leather for my Kimber 1911. My question regard the thumb strap. I am on the fence about them and wonder what you guys thought. Clyde says I use a thumb strap on my holsters. Now I have a leg paralyzed from the knee down and I'm a fall risk. If I fall, I don't want to lose my sidearm, but I use a shoulder holster during cold weather. I have a few Kydex that have retention is strong enough too. I prefer leather because it's quieter.
So the thumb strap, are you talking about, when they talking about thumb strap, are they talking about this right here?
Yeah.
Personally, I would probably have a thumb strap even on a hip holster, because if you squat and it pops out for whatever reason, having a gun fall out is never a good idea.
Now JR10 said a 1911. JR10, I'll chime in. 1911 there is no strap. I prefer no strap, but one of my favorite holsters. I don't remember if it's down here or if it's up. I think it's upstairs, so unfortunately I can't show you. I have a 1911 holster that has the thumb strap, and of course what I do love about that is it is designed for you to carry your 1911 the proper way. So the strap makes it around the gun when it's condition go fuck yourself, and it actually won't make it around the hammer. So the holster is specifically designed to carry the gun in condition go fuck yourself. I actually thought it was down here, but I think it's upstairs. I don't have a problem with that. My Smith & Wesson 629 Deluxe, the holster I have for that is
So,
just
Eric?
like this. And I find that when I reach for the gun, I'm like this. So
It's a matter of getting used to how you carry it. If you carry it without a thumb strap, you're going to squat, you're going to move differently than you would with a thumb strap, and you're going to, if you get used to it, such as when I carried a shoulder holster in Iraq, I was used to anytime I did it, whenever, like you said, when I go to
that's
pull
like
it
that
out,
guy.
it was that, and then when you place it back in the holster, you make sure you snap it back in place, and as it sat like that on the side, it was always that automatic thumb away. And you can have them probably made. It's your preference, I would say, to have it whether or not it has the thumb strap or no thumb strap, and then you adapt your carry style to that.
All I'll say, a JR10 is I'm good either way. I think that if there's any fear, like he was saying, that you're going to be doing something and you may knock the gun out, it's not going to happen like that. And proper training and use, like I said, when I carry the 44 Magnum, it's strapped. So when I reach for the gun, my thumb just it won't. I don't think the difference in being able to defend yourself with it strapped or not strapped is going to make a frickin' difference, because of like what Miles was saying. You simply train with it and you get used to it. Your thumb is there, the button is off, and I draw the gun up.
As well as, I'm sure, you know what, Eric, so on this one here, as I thumb that away, that's still hooked around the back of the hammer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you practice with it, this will soften up on a holster you carry normally. In my opinion, it will soften, it will adapt, and as you now, it'll stretch, and as you do it, you'll be able to get to a point where, and as well as the snap will tend to fatigue, so it's not that real hard one. Now, if you like if you like a very tight strap or a very tight snap on it, so that it is secure, then you need to make sure that's what you have. Otherwise, if you like that and it takes and it straightens out.
Well, here's a case in point. Clyde sent me that holster.
Yep.
I almost couldn't get the gun in it. So I wrapped the gun in wax paper and I put it back into that holster, and I left it like that for over a week. And then I only keep that gun in that holster when it's in the safe, and it has completely changed the characteristic. When it's on your side, it's a hell of a lot easier than it was.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, right now,
and you know what? I'm willing to bet some of the wax from the wax paper worked its way into the leather.
Right now, I don't have any plans on this ever being a carry gun.
That's a lot of gun to carry. I mean, just weight wise, you want. I would, if I was to conceal carry, I would want something lightweight.
That's why you need to switch to this.
Do you feel lucky?
Well,
tell me, do you?
Oh, I hate to admit this.
Fuck, not lucky.
But the gun that you're referring to is in the safe, and it's Christine's. The Do You Feel Lucky gun. Of course, I would never trade her this for hers, but hers is pretty badass. Have I ever showed you that?
Now, you know what, Eric? You know what? We don't need to mat this.
No, I'll read comments while you look at it.
You know what? I'll read comments. So you've already read JR10s, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna heart that. So
no, I haven't read that one yet.
Oh, no, okay. So JR10 says, for all you Glock haters out there, the piece to change it from semi-auto to full auto is already on the firearm. I've seen it in action, and it is unbelievably simple and very cool. As a full disclosure, I have never made the modification, nor do I condone it. I am way too old and tired to deal with that kind of aggravation.
Okay, I'll read now.
Was that too clear for you?
Well, the one thing that's very proper about all these is they're all early generation, so the firing pin is on the hammer.
Nice. Can I reload this?
Well, yeah, if you don't shoot the TV.
See, Eric's not the only one that drops rounds.
Steven, your audio is good as is. Let it ride. A little background hiss, but no echo or huge volume difference when you're moving around in the room. Yeah, it's got some pretty big microphones on it, but you know, I'm just checking. JR10, I feel your pain about the GoPro. That being said, the Hero 3 is not anywhere near a fair example. I started way back with the original Hero 2. Since then, I've picked up a Hero 3 Plus Black, a Hero 5 Black, and a Hero 7 Black. As far as the price goes, GoPros are like smartphones. When the new one comes out, everyone wants to dump these for the latest and greatest. You can get a GoPro Hero 8 Black for around $275. For a camera with 4K, 60 frames a second, various fields of view, time lapse, time warp, image stabilization, and picture quality that's at least well complete and most likely beat that you've got going on now, put it on the cheap gamble like the Hoem, less than $100, and get creative with your vids. That's my point. It's not the camera; it has to be you. Well, hell no. Yeah. If I can. See, my problem is I just have way too old school technology. JR10. If I could upgrade to one of the GoPros, what this GoPro is good for is putting in what would be known as the oopsie. We by accidentally blew up some tannerite and a chunk flew and hit the GoPro and destroyed it.
See, if I do 3 to 5 minute videos of motorcycle repairs or modifications, very simple ones, even if it takes 4 or 5 videos to get through the whole thing, like, that would be all right.
Yeah, I mean, I'd donate this to the. This one
See,
has
somebody's gonna have to
remote.
find. See, it's gonna take a couple months before my channel is even findable. For when I put up videos, but then.
Well,
I should find some way to give once I get something going.
All I have to do is direct the guys to your channel and at least
No.
a
See,
few.
I'm gonna take and I want to see if I can do videos and have these guys find them. It's like a scavenger hunt on YouTube.
Wade, I can proudly say that the only addiction I have is fat bottom girls. All natural, 100% homegrown goodness. Amen to that.
They make the rockin' world go round.
JR10 shotgun mics are nice, but quality varies. They are somewhat bulky. For my money, the best mic for vlogs is the Rodeo Wireless Go. I can tell you this, JR10. Anybody that I've followed and they've ever done videos on their equipment, the Rodeo seems to be the number one. They're very small with audio quality that beats almost all shotgun mics. No, I won't argue with that at all. Unfortunately, I've noticed some of the latest greatest on the Rodeo stuff was kind of pricey. So I'm glad that the microphone on this thing is working out. Wade, Matt was toasted, pickled, and scrambled. The human body is amazingly adaptable. Matt's brain hasn't died from neglect yet. Clyde says,
You gotta have a brain for it to die from neglect.
Clyde had his funny rebuttal. Sharky, redhead on deck, looking good. As did the redheads in the babe lineup, and the natural and beach babes, and Nayap. Only gay guys wear Samsung watches. I usually wear my Samsung watch attached to my penis. See, Nayap, stop picking on me. I really wish, you know how awesome it would be if Invicta made a smartwatch? Right now, there's one watch that I absolutely would love to have, but again, it would cut into a major amount of my VMAX budget. Garmin, they have their own version of the smartwatch, and there's one that is in solid titanium, and it's almost $1,000. But it's freaking badass. But yeah, I know I get what you're saying, but there's a reason that I got my smartwatch. Because when I'm working and say Miles texted me and said, dude, something's going on at your house, do you want me to run over and check it out? And if it's a text and I'm working on the lift, it could be, if I didn't have that smartwatch, it might be 3 hours until I could,
Yeah, I don't know if I want a smartwatch because when I'm working, I like just to detach myself from the phone in the office, and customers can go fuck themselves. The only thing I'm worried about is if my wife has a problem with the kid or the dogs or her herself.
It.
And that's
Sam or Christine. When I get a notification, it pops up on my watch, and I'm like, ignore. Ignore 99.9% of them. But Christine has actually had, I need to talk to you right away. And I was like, Greg, I know we're not supposed to be on our phones, but I need to call Christine. And he's like, that's cool. And that's, I would have missed something. I have it for all those reasons that I don't know right now. Sharky, what was that? The Defiant was in unsafe condition? Drop and give us 20. Yeah, I know.
Should I drop and give him 20?
I
don't know if I can still do that. I'd probably die, especially after whiskey. Should I do it?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah, no.
We don't have
I
time.
could maybe try later. Sharky, that's a pretty holster you got there. Sharky, Tiny Tina? The train whistle? I spilled my beer, damn you. It was a Hertog?
Herzog Jan? What?
What are you? Are you sucking dick or drinking beer? It seems like a dude is at his house right now. Sharky.
Hey, whoa. It's 2021, man. Pro homo. We have to support the gays.
Oh, yeah. Sharky, today's video looked good over here, but ScrewTube made it 720 max. That's what I uploaded it as, because in 1080, it seems like it's all effed up. Sharky SH, now I need to go out and cut grass due to the outro, babe. Thanks, Captaindick Nozzle. And I can say anytime, good luck, have fun. I'm going with anytime. Sharky, oh, I forgot to fire a shot. J6. J6 is a miss. Clyde, do you know what you call a gay ginger?
Eric.
Flaming?
Flaming.
Clyde, how does a sailor remove a condom? He farts. Go Army.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Jeremy,
Wait, you know what Marines say that condoms taste like, right? Not as good as crayons.
Yet. I know, and because of what we do, I've known so many of you fuckers. You guys will rip on each other, but the instant the world turns upside down, fucking, you'll die to go save one of those.
I have a friend who has a tattoo that says, "Once strangers, forever brothers," and that's a God's honest truth.
Jeremy, a little Clockwork Orange intro. Let's get ready for a little ultra violence. Jeremy, the settings you are now using are perfect. You now mastered video quality perfection. And I can say, wow, thanks. Thanks again. I try. I'll go with wow, thanks. Unfortunately, Jeremy, I cannot do 1080. But who gives a shit? It's a brew review. I'm standing in my basement with Miles drinking a fucking beer. Speaking of which, my bitch needs to grow.
Hey, if we put her in blue, which would be an absolute fuck... You know what, Eric? Let's put her in the fucking Wasatch, and we'll grow Veruca salt. What?
We need to get through this, okay? Could you just be
You're pouring beer, I'm talking.
Could you be part of the... I'm actually surprised she hasn't... What the fuck? It's 7 o'clock? Good God. Okay.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Jeremy again. Sleepy Joe is telling me that the Taliban is now going legit. They are being the acting government for their country. Also, if you play nice, we will support them. Are you telling that's not the truth? Oh, well, I don't know. course, when people are sending phone calls in to non-government officials, things seem pretty dire over there. Jeremy with the last comment, thank God. And Otto Sear is roughly 1 inch in length, 3/4 inch tall. I'm really not sure how I came up with those dimensions.
You've seen me without my pants on.
Going to the club, and I'm bringing my growing bitch with me. Well, thank God there's only 4 comments. Harmarsh, cheers, clubbers. Cheers, Harmarsh. Smile Money, reviewing another beer. Well, cheers then. Cheers, Smile Money. I Smile Money in my beer. Put a bitch in it. Gunwild, cheers. Clubberoonies. Oh my God. Gunwild, I feel sorry for you. I'd just build it. I'd make it full auto and suppress it. And you know what I'm talking about. Salty Shellback. Two-Hearted Naked. Well,
Nope, that is not happening.
I'm going to check it one time and then we're out of here because I need to get this thing uploaded because last night I was in bed roughly an hour from now.
And that's it.
But we better rush, Miles. There's only 69 hours and 19 minutes left on this card.
Still nice.
And then it'll switch to card B. I got to take...
Wait. You got Cardi B on this thing, so you got a bunch of shitty rap?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Since he delayed things, I'm hitting the refresh button one more time. Just so I can take it away from Salty Shellback. And... shit. We're still naked. Okay, guys. Cheers. And I'll do a quote from Stalker Steve. Play nice.